Let's go. All right. Happy
Hello.
Friday, everybody. I'm definitely looking forward to this weekend and getting some sleep and rest. And yeah, I'm interested to see what kind of tips Casey has for us tonight for calming the chaos and getting out of that hot mess status, because that's where I feel like I am this week. I don't know about anybody else. We are having tech issues with Facebook. And so I am going to turn this over to Casey so she can get started with her presentation and try to fix things. But I will definitely be uploading the video if it doesn't work, that I can't get this sorted out for the live. I'm going to upload the video to Facebook when we're done. So yeah, I wanted to introduce you guys to Casey Johnson. She's been a friend of mine for several years now, and yeah, I'm excited to see her grow her business and see what she has to tell you guys tonight. So Casey, I'm going to make you all big and spotlighted here. All right.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Casey. For those of you who don't know me, I am a happiness curator, which is a title I gave myself. And it simply means that I help people to bring more happiness and joy into their lives. So I'm a yoga instructor, run coach, a happiness coach. I'm a student of psychology right now, and I have been an advocate for self-care for years, for physical and mental health, emotional health. It all is part of the same thing here. So who here loves self-care? Yeah, everybody. Who wishes they did more self-care? Everybody, yeah. So what keeps you from it? I'm always curious.
Well, I've told you this before, Casey. For me, it's just time and distractions. I just constantly get distracted by other things, whether it's external or in my brain.
Work. The chaos of life, preventing you from self-care in. Anybody else? What is the reason why you don't get as much self-care as you need?
I work too much.
Time.
Working too much in time, yeah. So something I hear a lot is, I know I should, but, or I'll do more of the self-care when I have more time, when I've gotten through this, when this project is done, you know, when my kids leave the house. Granted, my kid's 2 years old, but you know, in 16, I'll start taking care of myself. And it's just, it's frustrating because it is something that you don't need to make a big fuss about. Self-care isn't just bubble baths and facials and massages, although those are glorious and they are ways that you can care for yourself. Self-care is caring for yourself. Oh, right. But most people are not doing it. So self-care, to care for yourself, is getting adequate sleep, managing your stress and tension, keeping your body healthy through movement and through diet, processing your emotions, taking time for pleasure and play and leisure and the fun stuff. It's just all that I know I should, but as soon as I get this done, I'll do this. So, well, the thing that is the issue here is that a lot of us are moms, and we're modeling for our children what their life is going to be. So what do you want for them? Do you want them to feel tired and inadequate and overlooked and unhappy? Of course not, right? Hell no. You want them to have a beautiful, happy, fulfilled life. So if you want them to be happy and confident and healthy, then you need to be modeling that for them. And there's a quote from Carl Jung. Where is it here? The greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of its parents. And it's really heavy, but it's true. If you're not living your life, you're modeling for your child that you should be a martyr, that you shouldn't take care of yourself, that everybody in the world is more important than you. Work is more important. Everything but you is important. And that's not something that we want for our kids, but it's what we're modeling. So self-care is honoring what you need in any given moment. So it could be rest, exercise, laughter. It might be alone time. It might be company. It could be cuddles. It could be sex. It could be a good long cry, but hopefully not after sex. Yeah, self-care is an act of self-love. So you need to be taking care of yourself and loving on yourself to teach your children and to teach the people around you that they're allowed to do that as well. So self-care is not punishing your body with diets or extreme exercise. It's not about achieving the beauty ideal or the perfect body, and it's not indulgence or overindulgence. It's not avoidance. It's about honoring exactly what you need. And the thing is that if you're always too busy and distracted, or just going from one thing to the next, the go, 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 go constantly, then you're not able to tap into your own intelligence, your body intelligence, mental intelligence, emotional intelligence to know what it is that you need. So how do you know when to say no, when to say yes, when to rest, and when to go all in? Like, how do you know what it is that your body needs? Well, this is where my instruction and my coaching comes in, and I teach this in my classes and through all of my posts online and things. But when you slow down and take the time to honor the moment and exactly what you need and who you are, then you'll be shocked at how much your body has to tell you, how much intelligence you already have. But, you know, we're so busy caught up in comparison and keeping up with the Joneses and trying to do all of the things. You know, we want to be perfect moms and do great at our jobs and maintain our health and do all the things. And it's like checklist, check this off, check that off, check that off. And then what happens if you don't get it all done at the end of the day? Do you think, oh, well, I tried my hardest? Probably not. Most of us stop and think, I failed. You know, I couldn't even get through all of this stuff. I, you know, just lived in chaos all day. So taking the time to slow down for that introspection and to just reset, just to know what it is that you need is the first step of self-care. Oh, we're streaming on Facebook. So when you take time to slow down, know what it is that your body is asking. You know if you need to slow down. You know if you need to push forward. You know if you need to rest. You know if you're distracted. So where do you even begin to figure this shit out and to let alone to create self-care as part of a routine? I'm all about teaching women how to make a sustainable self-care program and not just when you have time or when you're burnt out. That's the worst thing for me, is when moms only take care of themselves, or women in general, when they're burnt out. So don't wait until you crash to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself so you don't crash. And it doesn't have to be a 2-hour bubble bath. It doesn't have to be anything big. A simple tip that I have is to just have a sensory kit. And I know I've talked to a few people in here about it before. I have scented lotion and I have smell good stuff. I have a humidifier with aromatherapy here on the floor. And it's just little things that when you take the time, like I just put this on right before this, I smell like lavender and it's delicious and it just makes me feel good. And it reminds me that like 5 seconds it takes to put the lotion on reminds me that I'm worth taking care of. And the more you take care of yourself, the better you feel. And, you know, it's that whole analogy of the cup half full. You know, the more you take care of yourself, the more you have to give. So don't pour from an empty cup, you pour from the overflow. So the more you take care of yourself, the more you have to give and the better you are to everybody around you. So I said it already, but we just need to slow down, like seriously slow down. So I just wanted to jump into a little bit of neuroscience and physiology for a minute, which is really exciting for a Friday night. I can see you guys jumping out of your seats right now. It's very exciting, I know. So our nervous system has 2 components. We have the sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight and freeze, which is your like active setting. And then you have the parasympathetic, which is rest and digest. So when you're being chased by a tiger or a Tyrannosaurus Rex, as we just watched Jurassic Park, and now my kids are having nightmares. That's real fun. You get that adrenaline rush. You know, your body's like, I got to be safe. I got to get out of here. And you go, go, go. And then once you get someplace safe, your body is meant to go into parasympathetic, go back into rest and digest. So it's completing the stress cycle. And it's something that we're not doing. We are just staying on all day long. And when you're always on, your stress is telling your body constantly, and it's chronic stress. I mean, you're not being chased by a Tyrannosaurus Rex, you know, you're safe. You know, you have these daily stresses in life, your kid's throwing something, a call got interrupted, all of these things. They're not life-threatening, but our body doesn't know the difference. So we need to practice calming ourselves down enough so that we can truly be present in our lives to take care of ourselves. So I wanted to just do a quick little introspective exercise here. We have time here, Brittney, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I was also gonna, since I'm talking right now, I'm gonna pop in really quick and just say, I know you already saw that we got the Facebook thing figured out. So we are live on Facebook. So I know some people are watching on Facebook already. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I will relay those to Casey later on as well. So yeah, go for it.
So for Introspection and for mindfulness, people think that like you need to calm your body and you need to be sitting in meditation for 30 minutes to an hour, and it does not have to be that. All you need to do is stop long enough to reset your system. So there's a lot of different ways that you could reset your system, but I'm just going to do a really basic mindfulness exercise here to help you guys get into your bodies, because we're holistic beings and our bodies, our minds, our emotions are all tied together. So let's take a moment here. Get grounded wherever you are. So just find yourself into a comfortable seat. If you're sitting down and you're able to put both feet flat on the floor, just get nice and steady. Take a moment here. You can either close your eyes or bring your gaze gently down, and then place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And just take a moment to notice where you are in space. Don't think about anything that's coming up or anything that you have to do. Just find yourself in this present moment. And start to notice your breath. Without changing anything, just notice the quality of your breath. And then slowly start to take a deeper breath, pulling air all the way into your lower belly, the bottom hand there. See if you can feel the bottom hand rise and fall as you're breathing. So fill all the way up your bottom hand, your top hand, and let your body totally expand in all directions, filling yourself up with air, and let it out with a sigh so that your body relaxes. And then just take a moment to reflect back on recent days and think about something fun or funny or silly that happened to you recently, something that you're really grateful for, something that made you smile or feel good. Remember whatever that thing is, and then hold on to that sensation. Notice where that happens in your body. Does your heart light up? Do you get butterflies in your belly? When you start slowing down and thinking about good things, you could even bring a smile to your face. Maybe that's where you're feeling the emotion, is that urge to smile. And then just think, what do I want? Notice the first thing that popped in your head. It might be silly, it might be funny, but it could be what you want. Maybe you just really want to go to the bathroom. You got to pee. Maybe you need some rest. Maybe you're tired. What do you actually need? Continue to follow your breath and to slow down your thoughts. If your brain starts to try to take you into different directions or think about your to-do list, then focus back in on your breath. And then take one more deep breath in, filling your body all the way up, and let it out with a sigh. You can blink your eyes back open. So that was only just maybe 2 or 3 minutes there. How do you guys feel? Do you feel more present? It doesn't take a lot, just a tiny little shift of your mind to bring it into the body and into the moment can help take you out of chaos, because we get trapped in worries. We get trapped in our to-do list and things that are coming up, and that triggers the anxiety and it takes you out of being able to know what you really need. So self-care is about slowing down to honor yourself and what it is that your body, your brain, your emotions need in that moment. And it's different for everybody and it's different all the time. So that's the gist of it there. That's what I help women work through. So through yoga practices, we also will release tension in the physical body. That's something that I have learned has gone a long way for me, that as soon as I found some mobility and some love of my body, that I just want to take care of it more. The more I feel good, the more I want to stay feeling good. And I don't feel guilty about it. Does anybody have mom guilt for doing self-care, for sneaking off for exercise or needing to do stuff? Yeah. It's really common, but like I said, we're teaching our kids that self-care is something that is selfish and that we shouldn't do it. And we want our kids to take care of themselves. So we need to be modeling that. So that's the gist of it there. Does anybody have any self-care questions or questions about yoga or mindset?
Say, I've got one question. What is your favorite like quick and easy self-care thing? If you're like running between kids' activities and grocery shopping and errands and you just need to like take a moment to recenter, what's your favorite like quick and easy thing?
I'm all about the mind-body connection. So I have to be in my body to reset. So one of my favorite things to do if I'm able to sit down is to sit down and I don't know if you'll be able to see me here, but to come forward. This is like a seated child's pose. And just let the head be low. If you're able to come down on the floor, or even if you're just in the car, putting your head on the steering wheel so that you can kind of visually shut out the world so that you're able to focus in, and then using that as a chance to go inward. So taking a few deep breaths. So I like to kind of close my physical space off so that I can center myself.
Any other questions? Anybody else? If you're on Facebook and you have a question, feel free to drop that in the comments as well. In the meantime, while we're waiting, Casey, how can people connect with you? How can they find you?
Well, I do have a free group on Facebook, and it's a place where we kind of share techniques, and I have a lot of what I call lifestyle prescriptions, which are just quick practices or things that you can do to shift your mindset, whether you need to tap into gratitude or take a moment to slow down or to move your body, whatever it is you need, there's a prescription for how to get there. But I also have some exciting news if anybody is interested. I am actually launching a new program membership site coming up here in the next couple months. And I haven't actually even announced it to my group or my followers yet. So you're the first to know, but I'm looking for some guinea pigs to help me beta test this new program. So it is about sustainable self-care. So it's going to be a lot of mindset practices, and then access to a ton of really great yoga classes, from energizing yoga classes to more stress relief, yoga for better sleep. So, you know, stress shows up in so many different ways in our lives. And I don't want people to crash before they take care of themselves. And I don't want self-care to be a luxury. I want to make it accessible and easy for everybody. So this is going to be a really fun program, and we'll be going through the foundations of self-care, and then also even some of the bigger issues like setting boundaries, shutting down your inner critic, building more fulfilling life. So those are different ways to change your mindset around what self-care is and what self-love is and what you deserve, so that you are able to make it sustainable, make it a lifestyle, so that you're not trying to squeeze in self-care, that self-care is just part of who you are. It's just something that you do. So if anybody is interested in joining me for that, you can send me a direct message and I can go over some of the details, but it's going to be a very exciting program, and I'm hoping to go really big and develop a really big community around it, so that it's a whole group of moms coming together, knowing that they're all there to lift each other up and take care of themselves first, because there's just too much mom guilt. There's too much stress and drama, and we need to kind of set the example of what motherhood can and should look like. We shouldn't have to be martyrs.
So I think that's a great thing to remember with Mother's Day coming up this weekend too. Take that moment.
Yeah, I love to celebrate Mother's Day by not being a mother. We have a trip coming up so that we could go sneak away from our kids. But it's like, okay, well, somebody else is going to cook dinner, clean my house, do everything for me, please.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Last call for questions before I close this up. Say, Jennifer, I saw you unmute. Did you have something to say?
No. I just love your plan, Casey, for Mother's Day. It's perfect.
All right, great. Well, thank you, Casey, and thank you everybody for showing up. Sorry about all the tech issues. Apparently, Facebook decided it didn't want to recognize my Zoom anymore, so I had to pop back in and tell it to turn it back on. So I don't know what happened. As soon as I did that, everything worked. So it was just some weird Facebook thing. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the live here on Facebook. And like I said on the Facebook comments, I will definitely be adding a link to the YouTube video once I get it loaded, so that you can catch those those first couple of minutes with Casey that you missed. So watch out for that. But Yeah, I'm ending the live. Everybody have a great evening, and I'll talk to you soon.